I chose to attend my stepdaughter's college graduation instead of my biological son's wedding because he gave me only 2 weeks' notice. And now he's saying I've shown him exactly where he stands in my priorities and that I've chosen my replacement family over him. I've been married to my husband Paul for 12 years. He has a daughter from his first marriage, Maya, who's now 22. My son from my first marriage, Connor, is 26. When Paul and I got married, Connor was 14 and Maya was 10. It was an adjustment for everyone, but I thought we'd built a good blended family. Connor has always been a bit distant. He was close with his dad, and I think he struggled with me remarrying. He went to college across the country and rarely came home for visits. After graduation, he stayed on the West Coast while I live on the East Coast. We talk maybe once a month. Maya and I have gotten closer over the years. She went to college just an hour away and would come home frequently. We'd have lunch together, shop, talk about her classes. When she struggled during her sophomore year, I was the one she called. Paul jokes that she's more my daughter than his sometimes. 3 weeks ago, Connor called and said he was getting married. I was shocked. He'd never mentioned having a serious girlfriend. He said he'd been dating someone for 8 months and they decided to get married quickly because she's being transferred for work and they wanted to be married before the move. The wedding was scheduled for 2 weeks from that call. I asked why such short notice. Connor said they wanted something small and simple and it just made sense to do it quickly. I said I'd need to check my calendar, but that I'd make it work. Then I realized the date. Maya's college graduation was the same day, 3 hours earlier, at a college that's a 5-hour drive from where Connor's wedding was going to be. There was no way to attend both. I called Connor and explained the conflict. I asked if there was any flexibility on the date. He said no, everything was already booked. I asked if he'd known about Maya's graduation when he picked the date. He said he'd forgotten about it. I told him I'd been planning to attend Maya's graduation for months. She'd ordered tickets for family, and I'd promised I'd be there. Connor said he was my son and his wedding should take priority. I said if he'd given me more notice, I could have figured something out. But with 2 weeks, I'd already committed to Maya. Connor said Maya wasn't my real daughter, and that I was choosing her over my own son. I said that was unfair, that Maya was my stepdaughter, and I'd helped raise her for 12 years. Connor said that didn't make us family in the way that he and I were family. I said I couldn't miss Maya's graduation when I'd promised to be there months in advance. Connor said I was making my choice clear. I said I wasn't choosing anyone, I was honoring a commitment I'd made first. Connor's wedding was 2 weeks ago. I went to Maya's graduation. Paul and I sat in the crowd and cheered when they called her name. Maya was so happy we were there and kept thanking me. That same evening, Connor got married. I wasn't there. Connor hasn't spoken to me since. His father called me and said I'd made a terrible mistake. He said a graduation happens once, but Connor is my only son, and I'd missed his wedding. I tried to explain about the timing and the prior commitment, but he said I should have made Connor the priority. Connor's wife, who I've never met, sent me a message saying she was disappointed I couldn't be bothered to attend their wedding. She said Connor had hoped I'd prove him wrong about where his place was in my life, but I'd confirmed his worst fears. Paul supports my decision and says Connor was unreasonable to expect me to drop everything with 2 weeks' notice. Maya feels guilty now and said she wouldn't have minded if I'd missed her graduation, but I told her I'd promised and her graduation was important. My best friend thinks I made a mistake, that a wedding is more significant than a graduation and I should have chosen Connor. My sister says Connor set me up to fail by giving such short notice. Am I the asshole?